Okay, we are on our second to last episode at CIMBC 22. Filmed live from Vancouver. It's been a ton of fun. Definitely a certain amount of energy. I think everybody was just kind of converged on the event and getting to come out and be in person again and shake hands and talk. And we've actually got to do interviews in person. And it wouldn't be complete without some part twos. People that have supported our company by doing the virtual interviews. And now we're coming back on here at CIM to do the in-person one. So our guest is going to be Scott Bahr. He's the president and CEO of Bit Service Company. Great to have you on, Scott. Glad to have you back.
Great to be here. Great to be here.
I mean, such a different world. I mean, I think the business we had done together and you and Rory setting up shows that had all been virtual, and now also we're back in person where everybody's seeing each other going out for a drink last night. And how quickly did it become normal coming back to what used to be normal?
It was a pretty smooth transition.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously that we had a couple years off, and it was, maybe a little bit of hesitation getting back into it,
Yeah.
but it feels pretty good. Everybody, it's coming back here. It's just like it was a couple years ago. It, had some good conversations. A lot of people very interested to hear about the mining industry, seeing where we are, but also to hear about where they are as well too. So.
Well, you're a very established company, but you're also a company. You've even on the last show you talked about you are trying to expand and open yourselves up to new markets. And so can you give that snapshot of who you are as a company, maybe a little bit of background of how you got involved, and go from there?
For sure. So I guess a bit of a recap for those who didn't see the first episode. So Bit Service has been in business since 1965, serving at that time, the Western Canadian mining industry. Really started centering on the potash industry in Saskatchewan. We had a burgeoning industry at that time. The mines were starting up. Shafts were getting sunk. The properties were getting developed, and so we had started to really just help them along, take advantage of that market, provide services and products they needed to be able to get going. And so that kind of continued on. We had a natural growth with the potash industry as it had evolved. And then I started myself back in 2001, just as a technical service person with an engineering technologist background myself. And, just kind of ran through that myself. We went through various positions and ended up taking over the company myself about 4 years ago. And, we've been pushing forward good. In terms of what we do, however, really, it's a mix between underground and surface mechanical cutting and material handling equipment. So we're both a manufacturer of a lot of material handling and mechanical cutting equipment, as well as a distributor for just some key partners of ours in the industry that really have a good synergy and a good relationship with us.
So the manufacturing and the distributing, are they complementary to each other? How does that sort of set up?
Definitely. So a lot of it, because we are in a bit of a niche market, again, specifically where we are, kind of focused on the potash industry, again, in Saskatchewan. There's a lot of products that are really unique to our specific area of mining. And so we manufacture a lot of those ourselves.
Right.
Both as it relates to specialty mechanical cutting products, carbide tipped, different composite tipped underground mining bits. But then also, partner with, Kennametal, who we distribute other carbide-tipped cutting tools for, who really it's a natural synergy, just because there's some higher volume product that they supply that they can just fit right in and really support our clients and support the customers in the best way possible. So,
has that always been the setup? Has it always been a distributor and a manufacturer at the same time?
Definitely, yes, because it's as big as we think the potash industry is to ourselves on the global scale, how some of these larger manufacturers go, it's a bit of a niche market. And so we really kind of balance that out between, us manufacturing a lot of the smaller, I shouldn't maybe say smaller volume, but a bit more specialty products that maybe don't meet the global demand of some of the bigger manufacturers, and then kind of supplement that with other products that fill out the rest of the needs for our mining clients.
I saw the the carbide cutting consumables, it's sort of expanded into that market a little bit. Can you talk about that?
Definitely, yeah. So, this is something that we've always had a pretty strong specialty in, but, just because of definitely the needs of our clients right now, in that they need the ability to pivot and the ability to innovate, provide new products on a fairly timely basis. And so, in able to do that, we've commissioned and are undergoing a large expansion right now to be able to add, a fully automated, very high productive carbide tool manufacturing center in Saskatoon. And so, this is something that we, are, I guess very proud of. It's been a long time coming, but, we've had some good discussions with our partner Kennametal to be able to, help round that out and combine a lot of the necessary raw materials and carbide inserts to help, facilitate that, to be able to help support each other as a partnership in that, but also provide unique products for our mining clients that are, something that they need on a very timely and a very unique and specialized basis.
Well, I mean, timely is kind of a key thing now.
Yes.
Nowadays. I mean, I was just talking about this to someone that, you would never have gone into a coffee shop. You'd have never gone sat in a Starbucks and heard people talking about supply chain and shipping.
No, that's right.
And I mean, you hear it now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody knows that there's challenges depending on their industry.
Yeah.
So just in your positioning, these distribution relationships you've had and the ability to do your internal manufacturing, I mean, that must be a huge value add now that really you couldn't have even anticipated having.
Definitely, yeah. It is a very new and unique position to be in. Just the distances products have to travel, the supply chain of raw materials has been challenging, but just the logistics, transportation has been such a challenge to get products, from, even as far away as the middle of the United States. I mean, it's not that far away in the past, but it's become a challenge that it has unpredictable shipping delays. So
yeah. Well, I think they need to change the sort of that made in America, that type of approach to say made near you.
Yes.
I think that should be the new tagline.
Definitely. There's something to be said though about manufacturing close to the source of the end user, and that's that's really where I think a lot of the industry is going to end up going. Just simply because it's in the past, there were synergies and cost savings in amalgamating and making large manufacturing centers in centralized locations. But unfortunately, that it's really meeting its challenges now with current logistics hurdles and being able to get that product to the end user.
I think what you're going to find is it's just like anything. People go one way, they go too far, then they go the other way, and then it's sort of, I think now what we're going to see is it's sort of that the right way to do it. You still need global demands. It's still going to be a country that really specializes in making these little chips or whatever they are. But then companies like yours, it's like, okay, no, we need you here.
Yes.
We actually need you.
Alrighty, so let's take a moment to thank our sponsors. And first up, we have OptiSize. OptiSize is a leading-edge geophysical acquisition, design, and software company. OptiSize provides innovative seismic survey designs utilizing the latest field technology and optimizing for advanced processing and quantitative interpretation techniques. OptiSize's mission is to bring sustainable exploration solutions to energy development with their custom land footprint reduction technology, EcoSize. EcoSize enables operators to focus on reducing their environmental and greenhouse gas footprint while imaging all their subsurface targets and reducing costs. Please visit them at optisize.com to learn more. Next up, we have Apex Automation. Looking to solve a problem? Apex Automation has the solution. Their proven track record has helped organizations streamline production and improve team morale by removing mundane tasks and lower operation costs and burdens. Robotics, advanced process control, and machine learning are examples of what Apex Automation can provide. Have an idea and looking for a trusted consultant who can deliver? Contact Apex Automation today and start your team's automation journey. Visit them at apexautomation.ca. Next up, we also have Fuller Bros. Fuller Brothers Inc. has over 59 years of industry experience as the world's leader in providing non-hazardous, non-toxic products that reduce tire management costs for a diverse range of customers. The acknowledged formula developers of the globally recognized Tire Life. Fuller Brothers also produces other quality products such as PSF Plus, PSF, LubeZit, Tire Cream, Dripless Tire Paint, Omega Tire Repair System, as well as select tire service tools and tire painting equipment. For more information, you can visit them at fullerbros.com or by calling toll-free at 1-800-547-7785, Fuller Brothers. We have the inside covered. We also have Savannah Equipment. Savannah Equipment supplies new and used mining equipment around the world, from placer to underground to ore processing plants. They have gold concentrating tables, trommels, and mineral jigs in stock now to take advantage of the high gold prices. You can visit them at savannahEquipment.com, where you will find more equipment every day. And last but not least, we have General Kinematics. Revolutionize the way you think about screening with General Kinematics STM Screen 2-mass vibratory screen. Using General Kinematics proven 2-mass technology, this innovative screen is capable of handling increased capacities by up to 40%. With 2-mass natural frequency, load surges are no longer a problem. The load responsive design increases retention time, working the material longer, which increases screening efficiency. All these features combine to provide the most efficient, longest lasting, and lowest cost of ownership screen in the industry. General Kinematics STM Screen smarter. And visit them at generalkinematics.com to learn more. Now let's get back to the interview.
Now you are a company that's trying to expand. So, what industries are you looking to expand more into? I know you've worked in other for other types of mine, but obviously there's a lot of opportunity. Can you kind of explain where you would have that high value offering within other types of mines outside of potash?
Definitely. So yeah, because we were and always have been very potash centric, that's it's a good place to be. It's a good strong industry, but like anything, diversification is key, and being able to get out, kind of spread out our customer base across different sectors is also very important for our own longevity and sustainability as well. So, a lot of it comes from our partnerships that we've made with material handling companies like Ulma and StarClean. So what those do is allow us to be able to, almost seamlessly interact with hard rock applications, with surface mining applications that might not have a specific need or an immediate need for some of the carbide tools that we currently create, but it allows us to, have those relationships, be able to provide a very good quality and unique product to be able to solve a lot of conditions and issues that they're having with material handling issues. Being able to go in with StarClean's belt cleaners to be able to, solve an issue that they have with material sticking to their conveyor belts. Whereas, some of the other products available on the market have a tendency to, to cause belt damage or to just be ineffective in certain ways. And we found a unique niche there with a product that works extremely well for those tough applications. So it fits well with kind of where we are is providing a kind of a unique alternative as opposed to something that's a little bit more generic.
It's such an interesting thing expanding within the mining industry, because everybody knows everybody, but yet there is still so much that is unknown about sort of all the different layers within a mining operator. So are there challenges when you say, okay, well, we want to work with the hard rock mines up in northern BC? Yeah. Has it been a challenge to just, you obviously, I've known about Bit Service long enough to know you obviously have full capabilities, but you got to get in front of them, you got to talk to them, you got to, put in the quotes, you got to go through all that process.
Definitely.
Has that been a challenge?
It has. A lot of it is we really started our push a few years ago in terms of, making that as one of our goals to kind of expand out into other sectors. And of course, then with the pandemic hitting, it really, put a bit of a slow on those efforts. It's events like this are really where, we're able to get back out in front of people and, really
literally in front of someone.
Exactly. And just do it in a much more organic way where, we can kind of eliminate the, I guess it could be as much as cold calling. You can eliminate that, actually get in, talk to them, maybe able to find out what kind of challenges they're facing right now, and a little bit more of a long discussion format as opposed to, introductions through email, phone calls, and other things, when you have to work from a remote, distant method.
Right. But with that said, with the last couple of years, did it allow you to sort of try a few new approaches to getting that message out that sort of maybe can stay with you in the next few?
For sure. Actually, being able to, have opportunities like this to be able to, have these long form discussions. We've even found, just connecting with people on a more informal way through platforms like LinkedIn to be able to, just sort of get in front. You can, in some cases hear some of their stories, some posts that they have or comments that they've had where they've experienced certain challenges with either, a mining issue, a material handling issue that, maybe they haven't had a solution for yet, and we're able to go in and have some longer discussions with them about that. And
yeah. Well, I think LinkedIn might be the most, it's getting used a lot now, but
Yes.
it was a hugely underused tool. I
Definitely.
mean, before we all got, stuck in our basements and doing all that, but it was, now I think people understand it is a way to just start, a soft relationship with a company and, start to tell each other's story a little bit without having to sort of get in your face and sort of establish that and all the cross connection. And you've done such a good job with these partners that you have for the distribution, and then I feel like we're at CIM. I kind of feel like we have to give them a shout out and actually break down a little bit of who you are. Like I see Bodil, Alma. You already touched on a little bit about them, but could you sort of break down the product line and then by distributor as well?
Absolutely. So I guess if we break it out in terms of what we do in terms of, I guess I'll just, in two streams of mechanical cutting and material handling. For mechanical cutting, of course, we have the cutting bits and the products that Bit Service ourselves make, but then we have our distribution, agreements that we have with companies like Kennametal, who do a great job providing carbide components and wear-resistant components for us. We have Bodel Company, who provides trim chains for underground mining. And that's really, for us, that's specifically an underground potash. It does a fantastic job for a very unique application that's proven very, very durable over the decades that we've been working with them on that. And in terms of material handling, like I said, we have Alma conveyor components. We look after just standard rollers, idlers, garlands, conveyor frames for them, and it's been very great discussions we've had with mines about ways to provide good applications for that. StarClean, who has been providing us the belt cleaners and belt scrapers, belt skirting, and just generalized conveyor belt hygiene products, which are just have just been fantastic. And then Cincinnati Mine Machinery, who we've been partnered with for many, many decades, and they provide conveyor chains, crawler chains, all kinds of material handling products for continuous miners, road headers, and boring machines.
There's going to be people watching this show, and we can see the age demographics on. They don't tell us exactly who. We do get asked, like, how many CEOs, what? We go, well, yeah, YouTube won't tell us that. But we can see the age range, and there's definitely a percentage that are, I would say, it's like 70% or something is over the age of 45.
Yeah.
But there's a younger demographic that's under the age of even 30. And establishing business partnerships is not an easy thing if you're starting out your career.
Mm-hmm.
How have you one, established them, and then how do you maintain them? And I mean, even straight down the line of, well, you got to sell their product, you got to move product for them, and then
that's right.
But with that included, what are some of those key ways that you keep those relationships established and strong?
Yeah, a lot of it really is our reputation is number one. The other one is just always communication. Finding out synergies between the two companies, where we complement each other, where our values align. Where technology, our competency, our ability to be able to communicate that to our customers and other partners as well. And really, they see that it's usually a fairly quick transition. They see where we are in the market. They see how we deal with our customers. They can talk to our customers almost like a reference, essentially, and see that we provide a service based on the customer's need and answer that, as opposed to looking at it in terms of a sales relationship. So,
I think I asked you this before, but just to sort of get towards the tail end of the interview. Then on the customer side, there's the fine line between calling a customer every week, especially if they're the big customer, they supply a lot of money to your company, and they're a key part of it. We've got companies, wow, I can't talk anymore, second to last episode of the day, that it's such an integral part of who we are as a company.
Yeah.
but you don't want to be phoning them every week, but you also don't want to wait 6 months before they hear from you, right? And you're probably not the only one that's contacting them and communicating. How do you sort of find that line, especially with some of these big operators that need support when you're there, but you don't want to sort of overdo it?
I mean, what we found is, again, because we're trying to provide a service and really give them value for that relationship, a lot of it just comes down to just choosing communication carefully and not going through the same avenue, the same method the entire time. So sometimes we're talking at the superintendent or the manager level, and then sometimes it's the maintenance planner, the operator. Really it's essentially we treat it like we actually care, which we do. We care about how they're doing, any issues that they're having, and a lot of times that means talking to the operator who runs the equipment, talking to the mechanic who does repairs, the engineer who helps with looking after reliability issues, and then superintendents and management level who essentially at the end of the day are responsible for paying the bills too. So it's kind of a holistic approach that you really you're really proving that you actually care about the health of their operation.
So in the next couple of years, what are you hoping to accomplish as a company?
I think a lot of it is really just continuing I guess an organic transition and growth to be able to just branch out into some of the other sectors that we've been successful with over the last few years here, and just really keep expanding on that, kind of bolstering what we're doing with our our own internal expansion and automation of our manufacturing products, and just to be able to in quick fashion and in a thoughtful and analytical manner, just provide them the best quality products that we can in the shortest time period possible to make sure that they have what they need when they need it.
Well, I want to wrap up the interview. I want to thank you for coming on the show and doing this in person. I know Roy was it was a little bit of a last minute booking, and he told me, and he was quite excited because you were a good company to work with in that virtual world that we were all living. The joke has been I've been sitting in my studio by myself for 2 years. Yeah. So it's really nice that so many companies like yourself actually take the time. You're busy out here. Come sit down with us. It's a lot of fun, and we appreciate it, the support.
Oh, this is excellent. Thanks, you. John.
Okay. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We'll have plenty of links to Bit Service, and follow them on LinkedIn and connect with their team. We will see you on the next episode of Mining Now. Keep watching, keep suggesting, and keep suggesting questions also to our guests. That's very helpful when people start doing that. See you on the next episode.